That's a funny way to sit. Hi everyone, I'm attorney Aiden Durham with 180 Law Co. in Colorado. Welcome back to All Up in Your Business, where today we're going to talk about claiming color as a feature of a trademark. More specifically, when you might encounter this question coming up, when you should or shouldn't claim color as a feature of your trademark, and most importantly, why does it matter? Hi. Little bird's here to hang out with us for a little while, I hope. So we'll see how long she sticks around for trademark talk. Before we get into all of that fun trademark stuff though, I would just really love it if you would subscribe if you haven't already. You can click that little bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video. And you can check the description for links to additional information and resources. While you're at it, I would also love it if you would pull up Instagram on your phone and go follow me at All Up in Your Business. Of course, I am a lawyer, but I'm not your lawyer. The stuff I talk about in my videos should not be taken as a substitute for actual legal advice. If you need help with any legal situation, you should consult with a lawyer who's licensed in your state. So, claiming color as a feature of your trademark. When is this going to come up? When are you going to encounter this? This is going to come up when you are applying to register a design mark with the USPTO, the United States Patent and Trademark Office. There are two types of trademarks that we can register with the USPTO, a standard character mark and a design mark. A standard character mark is words, basically, standard characters, like a business name. When we register a standard character mark, like a business name, we are protecting that name, just the words themselves, the letters, the words themselves, the characters, regardless of how they appear. There's no design or stylization element to it. It's protected regardless of the design or the lack thereof. A logo, on the other hand, is a design mark or a special form mark. Whether your logo has words in it or not, the registration for that logo is going to specifically protect that design, how it visually appears. The design itself is what's being protected with that trademark registration. And so now, when we're going through the application to register a design mark, we're going to get to a point where we're going to be asked the question if we're claiming color as a feature of this mark. So when would we want to claim color versus not claiming color as a feature of the mark? There's no one right answer, of course. It always depends on your situation, your goals, blah, blah, blah. No one right answer for everybody. But the general rule that I go by, I almost always only suggest claiming color if we've already registered a trademark for your logo without a claim to color. I can see your tail. I can see your little tail there. When we register a trademark without a claim to color, we're protecting that design regardless of the color or colors that we're using in it. Our trademark registration doesn't have any colors specified. We're not claiming any kind of color in it. So we're getting that protection. We're getting that registration for the overall design regardless of the colors. And so our rights then will apply to this design, again, without issue or without question of the colors. So if we have a trademark registration for our logo without a claim to color, and someone else comes along and either tries to register a similar logo, or maybe someone else is using a similar logo, our rights in our trademark are going to be a bit broader and a bit stronger, because they're going to apply to confusingly similar trademarks regardless of the color or colors that appear in that other trademark. Comparing that to if we register the logo with a claim to color, our registration is specific to that color or those colors that we identify in the application. The color that is in that trademark is what our registration is specific to. And so potentially, theoretically, somebody could register a trademark for a logo that's pretty similar to yours, but maybe in completely different colors. Or someone else could be using a similar logo without similar coloring, and and maybe it's not trademark infringement. If you are going to claim color as a feature of your trademark, there are a couple of important things that you need to keep in mind in the application. Number one, the drawing of the trademark, so the image file that we upload on the application of our logo, that needs to be in color, obviously, and it needs to be the colors or color that you're going to be using. The trademark, the logo as it appears on the drawing, is going to need to exactly match the logo as it appears in the specimen, the document that we're going to provide to the USPTO as kind of proof that we're using the trademark in commerce. Let's say my drawing, the logo is red, and I'm claiming color as a feature of the mark. The logo on my specimen better be red as well, because if I'm claiming that red color and my specimen has my logo in maybe blue, that's not going to fly. We're claiming color, so they need to see that color. That's the color that we are protecting in this trademark registration. And so if we show them we're using it in a different color, that's going to get rejected. We're also going to need to specify the color or colors that appear in our logo on the application. So the part of the application where we indicate if we are or are not claiming color as a feature of the mark. If we are claiming color, then we need to indicate the color, red, blue, white, yellow, whatever colors appear in your logo. We need to specify that on the application, and we need to specify where in the logo they appear. And then again, because our registration is specific to that color or those colors, we should be pretty darn sure that we are going to be with those colors for the long term, because again, our registration is specific to this color. So if we change our logo, change our branding, change our colors later on, we might have to reapply for a new trademark registration because our existing one with this color claim no longer applies if we're no longer using those colors. Versus if we are registering the trademark, the logo, without a claim to color, then our drawing doesn't need to be in color. In fact, it needs to be black and white or grayscale. So if we're not claiming color, we need to upload on our application, give the USPTO a black and white or grayscale drawing of our logo. Unlike the other situation though, our specimen, the logo can be whatever colors we want because we're registering it without a claim to color. So we're protecting the design regardless of the colors that are in it. So the USPTO in that case doesn't care if on our specimen the color of the logo is blue or red or rainbow or whatever. They don't care. The specimen can have it in any color, but the drawing on the application needs to be black and white. And then since we haven't claimed color as a feature of this trademark, we can now use it in whatever colors we want to. So we're more free, there's more flexibility to switch up the color schemes. If we want different versions, different color versions of our logo, we'll know that it's protected regardless of the color that we're using because we haven't claimed color as a feature. So when might we want to claim color as a feature of our trademark? Number one, again, typically if we've already registered the logo without a claim to color. It's best, ideal best case scenario, most businesses should have at least 3 trademark registrations. The first is going to be a registration for our business name as a standard character mark. So our business name is protected, just the words, regardless of if it's in a design or not. That's the first one. Second one's going to be our logo without a claim to color. So again, we're protecting it, how it appears, this design, regardless of what color or colors we use in it. And then the third, and typically the lower priority, is going to be that same logo but with a claim to color, because we want to be as broad and as far-reaching with our trademark rights as possible. So we're going to protect it without color and with color, just to kind of cover all of our bases. So that would be one instance. If we've already got the logo registered without a claim to color, then it could be a good idea to register it with a claim to color. Or maybe sometimes if the color is very, very important to your kind of overall branding. Let's use maybe Target, for example. The company Target, I think we all know their logo is a target, but it's a red target. And this red color we see all over Target on the, the front of the stores in the logo. That red color is pretty important and pretty distinctive for Target. I'm almost certain, I would put money on it, that Target has a trademark registration for their logo, their Target logo, without color, but definitely one with color as well. And so if it's a situation for you where this color or maybe these colors are incredibly important to your branding and to your brand recognition, and we're pretty darn committed to that color or those colors, if we're not going to be mixing it up in a year or two, then that might be a situation where we should claim color as a feature of the mark too. Because again, remember, the trademark application, the registration process itself is going to take at least a year in most situations. And so if we're registering our logo in like a red color, but a year later we're going to change it to some different color, that previous application or that existing registration isn't going to be doing any good. So we want to make sure if we are claiming color as a feature of the mark, we're pretty committed to using that color or those colors kind of for the long term. Unless you've got like an unlimited budget and you don't care if you now have some wasted trademark registrations that you don't need anymore, then, if you use a color for a year, register it, who cares? But most of us aren't in that situation where we've just got unlimited dollars to throw at our trademark registrations. So for most of us, we're going to want to prioritize the black and white, the no claim to color for our logo first before we register our logo with a claim to color. Because in the end, we want as strong and broad of protection for our trademarks as we can get. And with our logo, doing it without a claim to color is going to give us that good, strong, broad protection. That's all for this episode, folks. If you learned a thing or two, give me a thumbs up, won't you? Also, make sure you subscribed if you haven't already. Click that little bell so you get notified when I post a new video, and you can check the description for links to additional information and resources, including a link to check out my online trademark course called Brandish. If you are trying to get a trademark registration, maybe for your business name, maybe for your logo, if you're trying to, do it yourself, you don't want to get a lawyer involved, Brandish is going to be the perfect thing for you. It's an online course where I teach you step by step how to get a trademark registration without a lawyer. You can learn more about that with the link in the description. If you want to keep this trademark train going, learn more, talk more about trademarking your logo, I've got another video all about how to get a trademark for your logo. You can check it out right here. I'll meet you over there. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Aiden Durham, and I'll see you next time. Little bird, I see you. Oh, meow.